Hello everyone, in this video I'll be solving Cambridge AS Level Information Technology Paper 2 Practical for February-March 2025. I'm going to do the spreadsheet task, the video editing task, which is step 1 and 2 are already done and uploaded. You can find the link in the description. So this is the spreadsheet task. You have been asked to create a small game of tic-tac-toe in a spreadsheet. This is a two-player game that starts with a blank board. Each player places their symbol, either O or X, into one square. So a player will win the game when either of O or X comes horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. So this is the scheme of the game. Now create a new spreadsheet that looks like this. So we need to create a spreadsheet like this. So let's open Excel. Cells B2 to D4 must contain 48 points sans serif font. Restrict the data entry for cells B2 to D4 so that they can only enter an uppercase letter O or uppercase letter X or B blank. Allow the user to select these letters from a drop-down menu. So B2 to D4. Let's go to data validation, give list. So the accepted values are uppercase O and uppercase X. In a cell drop down. Display an appropriate prompt for the user and an error message. So prompt in input message you can give select O or X. This is the prompt. Error alert. Only X or O are allowed. So this is the error alert. You can give OK. So you have the prompt here and you can select it from a drop-down list. Now you need to select this. It should be set to 48 points sans serif font. So set the font size to 48 and it should be sans serif area. Let's set the row and column width so that it looks as given here, square. So you can select, go to page, go to view, page layout, select column B, C and D, right click, go to column width. You can give the column width in centimeters here. So this is 1.83. Let's set it to 2 centimeter. Give OK. Same way for rows. Right click. Row height. You can give 2 centimeter. Give OK. Go back to normal view. So B2 to E4. You need to give the border. Now let us set the column width and row height to be same so that it looks like squares. So select the cells, the columns B, C, D go to View, Page Layout, right click, column width. So you can set it in centimeters. Let's set it to 2 centimeter. Okay, and the rows 2, 3, 4. Right click, row height 2 centimeter. Now you can go back to the normal view. So select cells B2 to D4. Give borders, all borders. You can go to the line style and set it to a thick border. So this is done. Make sure this is center aligned, both horizontally and vertically. So when you can choose it from the drop down list. Use 8 conditional formatting rules so that only the 3 winning cells have a green background. Save your spreadsheet as TTT followed by your center number, candidate number. So there should be 8 conditional formatting rules. So we need to make sure if any of these, if any of the value data X or O, if it's on, if it's so we need to make sure that if any of the data O or X is in a row, either horizontally or vertically or diagonally, then it should be green. You have to set it to green, the squares. And we need to check for 8 conditional rules, as we have horizontally 3 rows, vertically 3 columns this way, and diagonally one diagonal like this and another diagonal this way. So we have to set 8 rules for both O or X. Like if any of these 3 cells become O, it should be green, or X, it should be green. Same way for these horizontal rows and then these columns and the diagonals. So let's start with the first row. Select this conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, go for more rules, use the formula. So if all these cells are equal to X, then it should, so first we are checking for X. If all these are equal to X, then it should turn to, the highlighting should be green. So you can give the formula equal to and is used to check all the conditions are true, and this cell equal to X, this cell equal to X, and this cell equal to X. X should be given in double inverted commas as it is the text. So this is the formula. Now go to format, fill color, you can choose green, give OK and OK. So you can choose, you can check if it's working. Let's give X. So it turns green. Now we need to do this in the same rule. We need to do this for or also, sorry, O also. So let's go to the conditional formatting. Go to manage rules. I'll give edit rule here. So this same thing has to be done for O also. So if either X or O. So I will give a comma here. So we have to start with an OR here. Let's start OR, then comma. I'll paste this same formula here. Instead of X, I'll change it to O. Now close the bracket for OR. So that means here we have given OR. So if any of these conditions are satisfied. So one of the condition is checking whether all of them are equal to X or all of them are equal to O. So the format is green, fill, give OK, OK. Now when you change it to O, it will change here. Let's try O. So for O also, it's working. So same rule has to be given for these rows and columns. So for the rows, we can copy the rule from here. Let's copy this. Now select this one. Go to conditional formatting, highlights new rule, use the formula. You can paste it here. Instead of B2, this cell, C2 it will be C3, D3. Again B3, C3 and D3. Format, fill color green, give OK. OK. Same way for this one. New rule. Paste the formula here. Change it to B4, C4 and D4. Again here B4, C4 and D4. Okay. Sorry. We did not set the formatting. Let's give edit. Format, fill color, give OK. Now I'll give X here. It's working. I'll try O here. So horizontally it's working for all rows. Now we have to do the settings similarly for the columns. Now let's give the rule for the vertical rows. So I'll select these three, first these three, then go to conditional formatting, new rule, use the formula. I'll paste the same formula and we'll just change the cell reference. So instead of B2, it will be B2 itself here. Instead of C2, it will be B3, D3. This is the testing for O. Go to format, fill color, green, give OK. OK. Let's try. So this is working. Now let's continue for the remaining two. So select this, conditional formatting, new rule, paste the formula, select the cells here. The formatting, green fill color, give OK. Now the last column, select the last column, new rule, formula, paste the formula, fill color must be green, give OK. So we have completed 6 rules for the 3 horizontal rows and the vertical columns. Now we need to do the same for the diagonal. So select the diagonal cells, this, press Ctrl and select these cells. Click on new rule again, formula, paste the formula here. Now we will give the cells B2, C3 and D4. This is again B2, C3 and D4. Format must be green. Okay. So now let's try. It's working for O. So when it's not matching, it's turning, the background is turning white, otherwise it's turning green. Let's check for X. So this is also working. Now, so the 7th rule is done. Now we have to do the 8th and the last one, this diagonal. So same way, select these cells. Again, conditional formatting, new rule. Select the formula, paste it. Select the cells in order. Sorry, first this cell, then C3, then B4. Again D2, C3 and B4. Format must be green. Okay. So this is also working. So all the 8 rules are defined here. If you select the manage rules, you can see these are the 8 rules which we have defined, and this is applicable for these cells. Save your spreadsheet as TT followed by your center number, candidate number. So please save file, save as, I have already saved it. Save as TTT followed by your center number, candidate number. Make sure it is Excel workbook. Next, create a new word process document and save it as evidence followed by your center number, candidate number. So open a Word document. You need to save this as evidence followed by your center number and candidate number. So inside your working folder, evidence followed by your center number and candidate number. Save. In this new document, create a test plan to test only one of your 8 conditional formatting rules. Within your test plan, identify what is to be tested, the rule used, the 3 cells it applies to. Select the appropriate test data for all possible results for this rule. Use this test plan to fully test this rule. Record the results in your test plan and save the document. So we need to create a test table. So the test table will contain sample data to be tested, your expected outcome and the actual outcome, and the rule which you are testing. You need to do it for all possible values. So if you are taking these values, all possible values which can be entered here, you need to test with that and see how it is working, and then the actual output has to be given. This is step 5. So let's step 5, test table. Let's create the test table. So the test name is test is for conditional formatting. Rule used. So I'm going to test these cells. So the rule you can copy from here. Go to manage rules. These cells are B2 to C2. This one. You can just copy the formula from here. And cells tested B2, C2 and D2. Let's create the test table now. So we need test data, expected outcome and actual outcome. And in test data, there are 3 values to be entered: B2, C2 and D2. So let's use a table. Go to insert table. Insert table. Number of columns I'll give 5 and rows I'm giving 10. We can add or remove as required. Give autofit to contents, give OK. So this is the test data. In test data we have B2, C2 and D2. The values of B2, C2 and D2. Here expected outcome, and here actual outcome. So this is what we require in the test table: the test data, expected outcome and actual outcome. Let me merge these cells. Merge cells. So we know that the cells either O, X or blank are allowed. So we have to consider the test for all possible combinations of 0, X and blank. So I have started with O. So I have added all O's here. So let's enter O here. The expected outcome is green. For if all of them are O, it should be green background. So you can give the expected outcome green background. For the actual outcome, you have to take the screenshot. So it should be, all of them should be O. Now take the screenshot. So the expected outcome and actual outcome are matching. It's showing green background. Next we can give the next option O, and if cell D2 is blank. In such case, it should be white background. So here I am giving O and blank cell. So it is white background. Take the screenshot. Now the next combination, O, blank, O. In this case also it will be white background. So I'm leaving this blank and giving O here. It is white background, so the expected outcome and the actual outcome are matching. Now I'll give O, blank, X. This is also white background. So O, blank and X. It's showing white background. Take the screenshot. Now you can give O, blank and blank. Here also it should be white background. So let's try that. So you got this option. So like this we have to do for all the possible outcomes. So here, since we have 3 options, you will have 27 possible combinations. So we have to do the same technique for all of them for different combination of values. You can see I have completed all the possible options here. You need to do all the possible options and the expected outcome and the actual outcome screenshots for all these values. Now only in cases where all of them are O, it should be green background and we are getting the output as green background. Same case with all the values being X, green background, and we have the output green. In all other cases, the expected outcome is white background, and make sure you are getting white background as the actual outcome. So this is the end of the spreadsheet task. Next task is database. It will be done in another video. You can check the description for the link once it's uploaded. Thank you for now.